Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Manchester United against the Spursy. Now, there's a couple of things to talk about before we get into the actual technical breakdowns, which is what we really do here. Technical analysis and breakdowns of mistakes players make so you can become better as a player or a coach and use these maybe to wizzy your friends and know that you know something more about football than they do. But Man City are entering something in football called the death spiral, and this happens quite often with teams. You don't really necessarily see it high in the top end of the Premier League and that sort of stuff, but you're starting to see a slip. And this is what happens when a team has been successful for so long, and then they start to lose games, But there's also another problem where all their talent has been aging out. The Kevin De Bruynes and the Kyle Walkers, those reliable people that have been there, and the Gundowans, they're just not at those same levels where they're always putting in 85, 95%. Now it's a 65, 75% level of a game. But because of the name on the shirt at the back, people think, oh no, they're a good player. Kyle Walker, if you go back and look at all of my Manchester City breakdowns, is a huge liability for Manchester City. His attitude and his performances are shocking. So what is a death spiral? What it really is there's another word that we use in the coaching circles as well. It's called quicksand. So what do we mean by quicksand? Well, the harder you try, the more you fail. Just like trying to get out of quicksand. The more you try to pull and fight and do a thing, the more you sink down. And Manchester City are very, very close to being in that. You've seen that sort of spiral happen with Manchester United, and now you might start seeing it with Man City. It's going to be about a month or two before you really know. And what adds to this? Well, Pep Guardiola was leaving. That changes everyone's attitude. Yes, I know he signed a new contract, but the damage has already been done psychologically, so you're already in the quicksand. And I've worked in coaching for over 20 odd years, and I know an awful lot about Manchester City, and I can't really go into too much because every time I do, something happens to my video mysteriously. But let me just tell you this: Pep Guardiola is one of the best coaches in the world, but he's not a good manager. What's the difference, you ask, Cash? Well, here's the real difference. He pits players against each other. So that's really well and good when you're winning football games, because it sort of strives you up to get onto the first team, and I want to win the Champions League, and I'm going to be like, oh, no, and that happens. However, when you're losing and this happens, everyone just shuts down. There isn't many players that transfer and go, oh, I want to play for Pep Guardiola again. That doesn't really happen. So he's in this situation that I don't think he's really been in before, where there's a lot of pressure in the Premier League. When he's in the Bundesliga and he's in Barcelona, yeah, there's pressure, yeah. But the press in the media in the UK is terrible, and the questions are going to be asked every single day about him. But let's just get into some of the points I'm going to make, and you're going to see a theme, and it's called Kyle Walker. He was level with everybody here, and look where he is, look where the ball is, look at his lack of effort. Absolutely shocking. And he does this, by the way, he's been doing this all his career. But what's happened is he's always had the pace and the pace to recover from his absolutely lack of defending. Now, if this was Trent Alexander-Arnold at Liverpool, he would be getting slated for not getting back and recovering. It's amazing how people don't analyse games individually. They analyse games based on someone's career and say, well, he's done this for his entire career, so this hasn't been a problem. Well, this has been a problem all season for Manchester City. Just go back and look at some of my videos and you'll see it's the same issue. Kyle Walker is not with his centre-backs, nowhere near, and then a mistake ends up happening, and guess what? It's his fault, because he just doesn't put any effort in. Because, well, he's always been fast enough to recover. He doesn't need to put on the afterburners because, well, he'll get there. And when you're in that mindset, that's fine 4 years ago, but he's old now. And now that difference of him being positionally out of sorts, not in the right place, and just being, is he slow? No, but just a little bit slow enough. So let's just move this forward a little. Now here we see they'll be fighting for the ball. Kyle Walker is down here. You can see he could be anywhere. He's not. He's walking. Now, this is a huge problem because you need to get back early so you can be facing down the field to defend. All right. When you're back early, you solve a lot of problems in your positional play. That's real key. The actual explosion back in what's the dead time, when the ball is traveling in the air, that's the time when you can sprint back and get into shape quickly because, well, nothing else is happening. The ball's in the air. And then you can stop and assess the situation. If you're assessing the situation when the ball's in the air, well, by the time you understand where you need to be, you should have already been there and the ball's in the back of the net. And you're about to see this happen right now. So the ball's been won on the sideline over here. There's a little bit of a battle. Ends up coming away with it. Spursy players here. Here's the run. We know the rule. Someone's putting their arm up. In the next 5 seconds, someone's about to score a goal. Now you can see the difference. There's the back. Where is he? Okay. Well, that was the same mistake. He was in line with them on the halfway line. And now you're going to tell me what? Kyle Walker's not fast enough to recover with all of these other slowpokes and be in line. If he is, when this ball comes in, he's there to challenge it and get it away. So as this ball comes in, look at his body shape. Instead of him being here, coming across to attack the ball, he's here doing absolutely nothing. And you're going to watch the reaction of this defender here and know that it's got nothing to do with this defender. His back needs to be covered by his right back. Okay, so that's what you need to do. You need to understand this, that this defender here covers the space in front of him, behind him. This guy needs to cover that space, and that's how it works. From the back, you cover in front of you. The player behind you covers the space behind you. So this space needs to be covered by Kyle Walker. This run in here should have been easily dealt with because he should have been back here defending properly. So when this flight of this ball comes in, he can just assess it and no, he's nowhere near it. And watch, little tap in here, easy goal. After this goes in, I want you to keep an eye on this reaction here because he knows it's Kyle Walker's fault. But remember, there's a level of seniority. Where are you going to yell at that senior player? I would, but is he going to at Man City? Do you see what I mean? How stable is that relationship at Man City where that player can say, well, Walker, that's your fault, that is. Look at him. Oh, arms go down. He knows it's Kyle Walker's fault. Kyle Walker does. You can see by his head up, like, oh, yeah, you've just been lazy. And by the way, don't worry, because he's at fault for another goal. It's very, very similar, just not putting in the effort. And it's absolutely terrible. Okay, so we know Spurs play with this high pressing, high line, keep your pin back style, play. That's what they kind of like to do. So you don't want to get too forward too fast. You still pass out the back, but you just need to be a little bit cautious. How much? Maybe 5% more, not too much, because you're Man City, you can pass the ball well, but just a little bit cautious. Don't jump the gun. So they end up passing a ball in through here, and it's just terrible. And this is where it all starts to break down. You can see James Maddison, Son, they're running in. He's going to pick up the ball and they're going to exploit this space here because all of the City players are completely sort of pushed up, out of shape a little bit. This side is kind of where they're trying to pass the ball out. So what you really want to do when you're going out this side, keep this other side nice and tight because you're going to get exposed otherwise. And then not always, but to the point where you've got enough possession of the ball past the actual pressing line of Tottenham. So after this line, the ball's gone past this line here, boom, then the other side can push forward because if you don't, you're going to be in real problems. So you don't worry about that because they've got Kyle Walker. He can push up and recover, so that's okay. He can go up a little bit further forward. Again, look how far wide he is. Look at where he is. Ball's coming in. You got your 2 centre-backs, they're back in to recover. This is the kiddies that lost the ball. You got your 2 in midfield. We're okay. We're pretty tight here. But does he try to run back properly? Or does he just do a little jog like he's, I'm going to defend, but I'm not really? Well, that's exactly what he's going to do. When this ball gets played into Son here, I want you to keep an eye on Kyle Walker and tell me if he's running 100% or is he just jogging. We're going to play it for about 2 seconds, so you're going to get a little snippet. 1, 2, look at the jog. It's a jog. Now he's starting to explode. You can see now. Now his gate's open. Now he's exploding. But it's too late. It's all too late. He's going into pressure the ball. But now, if he had done that straight from the beginning, the moment they lost the ball, in a normal Pep Guardiola team, he'd be sprinting back there instantly. He wasn't. He was just, we're Man City, we always win. And that's the death spiral. It's that attitude of, wow, we've always been better than everyone else. And that's the lack of effort that is going through this Man City team that they need to change if they're going to do anything this season. Again, the same run that Kyle Walker was exposed on from Maddison here. The same run again, little reverse pass. Watch what he does. Nothing. Can't tackle him. Wrong side. And he gets himself another goal. After he does, walking. Nah, shocker. Yeah, shocking. Let's get on to the next guy. Have a guess whose side they're going to score from. Why the whole field's going to open up. Have a guess. Is it going to be Kyle Walker's again? Yes, it's going to be Kyle Walker's again. So look, you can see he was up here. He's running into midfield. Didn't win the ball. Now he's trying to run back over here. And we've got 2 players now. By the way, I don't know why this guy's coming in here. terrible, terrible play. Now, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know exactly why you don't do that. The space is the dangerous area. He's no danger there because he can't score from there. So you're just basically holding and letting this guy pressure the ball. All right. So as Kyle Walker's going to pressure the ball, the centre back steps up to help him. And guess what happens? They both get taken out from a simple pass. I mean, that shouldn't be happening. You're Manchester City. You know better than that. You don't pressure the ball with somebody else who's going to win the ball for you and you both miss it, or you hold your position, let the other player win the ball or not win the ball, and you're still in position to make sure no one can run into this space behind you. That doesn't happen. Still a lot of work to do, still running forward. But right here, we can see how much exposed space there is on Man City. I don't know how they're letting this much space. By the way, someone's got his hand up, so we know in the next 5 seconds, someone's going to score a goal. If you're telling somebody else what to do, you're not doing your job. Stick to doing what you need to be doing instead of telling everybody else what to do. They put this lovely ball in, though, to be fair. This is a great ball. Puts it in early and just says, go and get on the end of that. Do something with that. Do something with that, which he does. Because City still have numbers up on this one side here. They still could have defended it. If he had carried on running down here, he would have been shut down. So he puts in a really smart ball early and says, yeah, go and deal with that. Now, here's the other part. Normally, when Man City would do that, you'd just expect Ederson to come forward and just clear that ball. There's no way you wouldn't think he was going to read that or be fast enough off his line. But that's that quicksand and that death spiral that they're slowly going in. That why Ederson's been world class is because he would have dealt with that. Well, he didn't. Normally, I'd be, oh, amazing, yeah, it wasn't even a problem because Ederson just dealt with it. No, not now. But don't worry, we've got another player right here. He's got his hand up telling somebody else what to do. So we know that's another reset. The next 5 seconds, someone's going to score. Now, remember the rule. He's defending in front of him. He's defending, covering his back. He needs to be defending and covering his back, or this guy's back, or telling this guy to come back and actually just drop off and mark this player here. Why? Doesn't really matter because there's no midfield. And this is also a problem without Rodri on their team. They just don't seem to have a midfielder that can read any of these sort of situations or any of these dangers. And yes, one player can make that all of that difference. But you're Man City. You should have someone who can come in and fill in and do this job, and they don't. A simple cutback, and there isn't a Man City player close to this guy. Remember, he's run from the halfway line. They were in the other half. Not one Man City player's run back with them. 1, 2, 3, 4 Man City players. 1, 2, 3, 4 Spurs players. You'd think City would get an extra body back. Doesn't count. He's too far away. And he just puts it into the goal. Nice and easy. Everyone's face, you can see. Shocking. Yeah. Normally they're just like, let's go get the ball and go and score again. Nah, the wheels have come off the bus, boys. And you think I'm wrong about Kyle Walker? No, Cash is never wrong. Except for that one. No. Right, look how far away he is, and he is to the ball. Right now, he's about the exact same distance from there. How do we know that? Well, we've got one line there, okay. And he is a little bit further. You can see how close he is that side. He's about the same distance far away from he is there, but the ball is a little bit further onto on this side towards the Spursy player than it is Walker's. So even though Walker's a little bit closer here, the ball's a little bit further away. So it's about a dead even race. And you're telling me a dead even race? Who's going to win that? Kyle Walker. Wait, what? When he receives the ball, this bouncing, dribbling pass here, where's Kyle Walker? Hasn't moved. Not even close to him. But there's a massive gap here. There is no way this guy's going to outrun him there and then outpace him down that side there. No? Watch this. I'll see if I can play it because it's very difficult for me not to have issues with the video if I play too much of the video. So we'll move this forward just a little bit. Dawdling, not doing anything, which is fine, but he needs to be moving his legs a little bit faster than that, because if he changes pace, you've got to react. If you're a little bit faster than just this walking pace, this ambling speed, for you to go to full speed, it's really, really difficult. If he's already accelerating, you're not going to catch him. As we move it forward, oh look, he's still dawdling. All of a sudden, he's blown past Kyle Walker. He's not even close to putting in a challenge. Where he would get back and defend that, not even close. Now it's just a simple ball across the box and a tap in. Yeah. Is Kyle Walker the only problem? No, but by far is he making it harder and harder for Manchester City to pull out results. On the back post, completely unmarked, ball across, and it's just sliding it in, and the Spursies win. Let's see if that death spiral continues, and I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.